this exercise, just start lifting and spreading your toes and start to pedal out your feet. You can use this practice to help you move into your space, into feeling what it feels like in your body right now, and connecting with the ground. And this is really a strong metaphor for remembering that you are supported, that you can be wherever you're at today, that you can also be uncomfortable, and you have tools to be able to help you move through it. So the very first part, I'm going to lift and spread my toes and just find where the connection can be, and then I'm going to build from the bottom. Pressing the inside edge of my foot down, lift out your toes all the way to the side and try to grab as much of the ground underneath you as you can. And then line up ear over shoulder over hip, taking knee towards toes. Shift your weight without lifting your center all the way up. Find that same connection on the ground, and you're going to be trying to press down the middle part of your foot, which is basically underneath the very front of your ankle. And again, taking ear over shoulder over hip. Hug your belly to your spine, soften in your neck and jaw. Double check that you're not holding onto your shoulders, and just let your arms move because the rest of your body's moving. Breathing in from the bottom of your feet, up through your knees, hug your belly to your spine, bring all of that breath up without lifting your shoulders up. See if you can open your rib cage from all sides. Exhale and let your arms move because the rest of your body's moving. You might feel some hesitation in your movement, especially if it's been a little bit since you've done any kind of workout, or if you've been experiencing, any kind of resistance or anxiety. This is a grounding, centering exercise for you to reestablish that magnetic connection to the ground. Bring your center close to the ground and try to not let your shoulders be in control of where your stress is. And try to take my thoughts down to my center and keep them in between this space, not just in the front, but along the back body as well, so that when I turn one leg out from the hip, I'm still taking knee towards toes, but hugging your belly to your spine and then letting yourself settle into the space where it doesn't feel like anything's behind you is reestablishing that sense of 360 degrees of support, right? And this is taking up more space. This is breathing into all of that space around you. So moving through a range of motion, bring that leg in parallel, move out to the other side. Shift your weight forward and back, taking knee towards toes. And double check your feet again. Lift and spread your toes as much as you need to. So when you soften in your neck and jaw here, you're going to press the back part of your head right here, kind of up and back. Now move through a range of motion and take your vision on the horizon. Once you bring this leg in parallel, move out to the other side, and then out to the other side. So you can do this as an exhale forward, inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back, exhale forward, inhale back. And then shake everything out and just see if you feel different than where you started. Shake your arms up, shake your arms down, and then reestablishing that connection with the ground, we're going to go through a range of motion with our arms out to the side. And keep your vision out on the horizon. Breathing in from the bottom of your feet, up through your knees, hug your belly to your spine. And then let your arms move without controlling where they're going. You'll notice that I'm turning my feet even wider than a 90-degree angle, almost to where they're in a zigzag shape whenever I get here, and then turning in completely. This is actually allowing me to be able to see almost 360 degrees around me. So part of the practice is remembering that you are bigger than where your body stops. Your next range of extension is being able to access everything in your range of motion and knowing that you're breathing into all of that space around you. This is the part of you that the world gets to encounter. Without us shriveling up, without us holding our hearts tight, this is an extension out. This can be how you choose to show up. Breathing in from the bottom of your feet, up through your knees, hug your belly to your spine. Lift all of that breath up through your neck, up through your head, expand it around you, and big exhale like it's all flowing down to the ground, covering you, protecting you, and giving you more space to grow. Once you are really comfortable, or more comfortable rather, in moving your body in this position, take your intention and your awareness out as far as you can see. This practice is taking that level of extension from just inside you, from just inside your center, from just inside your heart, to all of your range of motion, to everywhere where your skin can touch, and then it takes it out to everywhere where you can see. And that is also part of your space, right? It's our surroundings, it's our environment, it's how we show up whenever we walk into a room, it's how we feel whenever things around us aren't going well, whether or not we're going to let it affect us, whether or not we're going to let it change us, and choosing how to be able to be heart-centered and move forward into it, knowing that who we are, what we have to say matters just as much as anybody else in the room. And you can extend love. You can extend love the same way that you would breathe out. So not only are you breathing out from heart space, from your center, but you are also extending that out into everything around you. So then shake out your arms, shake everything down. Shake out your legs. But from here, try to find a space where you have kind of a rectangular shape of support underneath you. If you're inside on a carpet, that's fine. You can take up even more space. Just be mindful of, furniture, pets, family members, of things that you might run into. So the idea here is that even though we're going through movements within our own body, we have to have that outside awareness of everything else that is around us. So you're taking time to figure out how you feel and prepare your body to be able to do the next things that you need to do. And in that union, you are also creating some more pathways for yourself to be able to also be where you're at right now, with an allowance of, even if you don't feel good, even if you've got anxiety, even if you're scared, even if you're worried, you can come back to that center, right? So from here, placing 2 hands over heart space forward here, take a deep breath and lift your heart up. Big deep breath in and out. And then visualizing that this space is not just forward, but it's also everything that's behind you. See if you can open and take up more space between your shoulder blades as well, so that you're really opening up in between all of your ribs. Bring your arms out, lift them up, elbows out to the side. Bring all of that down. Open your arms out to the side. Bending your knees, taking knee towards toes. Lift your arms up above your head. Sink down one more place, fold forward, and walk your hands forward. Now from here, just start to pedal out your feet. And again, if it doesn't feel comfortable enough for you to go heels down yet, that's totally fine. This is part of examining, where we are in space right now, and learning to find some allowance and acceptance with it if you feel like you're kind of holding on in some places. So from here, just start to roll your ankles from side to side, pressing your hip back. Getting some big stretches through your hip and through your shoulder. Maybe even see if you can feel your rib cage expanding, get a little bit more space to breathe into. Then look forward, shift forward, lower down. Inhale up to hands and knees. Lift your knees up, press your hips back just a little bit further. Head down, hips back. Look forward, shift forward, lower down. Inhale up to hands and knees. Lift your knees up, press back one more time. And look forward, shift forward, lower down. Inhale up, and then come up to hands and knees. You want to try to set up your foundation where you've got your wrists right underneath your shoulders and knees right underneath your hip. From here, I'm going to use this first finger knuckle and bend my first finger and squeeze first finger and thumb together so that I'm getting the entire palm of my hand onto the ground. From there, I'm going to rotate my elbows in towards my line underneath my shoulder so that the eyes of my elbows are both going forward. Now from here, as you drop your head down and lift the center of your back, you can inhale up. Exhale, belly down, head up. On this exhale, you can pull your arms towards your legs. Inhale, head down, center of your back up, pressing hands and knees away from each other. And inhale, belly down. And even here, you're trying to let heart space go forward, broaden in your collarbones. Bring your shoulder blades closer on your back. Come to a neutral spine here. You're going to lift up one leg and one arm at the same time, but it's going to be opposite. So if I lift up my left arm, I'm lifting up my left leg. Look forward and up. Exhale, lower down. Try to find a rhythm with your breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Push your hips back towards your ankles and lower down without folding all the way forward, or if it's in your practice to go forward, you can do that too. Now walk your hands out to one side, keeping your hips where they're at, pressing hands and hips away from each other. And walk all the way across to the other side, pressing hands and hips away from each other. Come back to center. Shift your weight forward, lift up your knees, press your hips back, head down. Look forward, shift forward, lower down, inhale up. And then come back to hips towards your ankles. You can uncurl your toes here and sit back. All right, next part of the practice, I'm going to move this down just a little bit. Yeah. All right. Next part of the practice, going to have active toes, right? So your toes are curled under. And from here, take one leg out to the side without keeping it totally straight or having it too close to you. You want it kind of like in the middle. Because you're going to use this as a way to help you get lower and then raise up. So lower down, raise up, lower down, raise up, lower down, raise up, Lower down. Next time you lower down, this hand, the same side that the leg that's down, you're gonna place it behind you on the ground. Use it as an extra support to help you lift your hip up. Take the shoulder that's on the top, roll it back, and then reach up, look up. Lower your hip down, swing the top arm past your face, bottom arm swings all the way out in front, shoulder down, taking your vision above you. Press your hands away from each other. Notice my hip is up at this point. Lower your hip back down, bottom arm swings all the way back and behind you, top arm swings up and past your face, big reach back. Lower your hip back down, top arm swings past your face, bottom arm swings all the way out and in front, shoulder down, look towards the foot that's extended or up above you, pressing arms away from each other. And hip back to ankle, come back through center and switch sides. Taking one leg out to the side, you're gonna lower down, raise up, lower down, raise up, lower down, raise up, lower down. Touch this hand back about 45 behind you. So you're gonna use that as a support to help you lift this hip all the way up, turning your top shoulder out towards the sky. Lift this arm behind you. You can even start to straighten that leg by pressing the foot into the ground and extend in this arch back. Then lower your hip back down, swing top arm past your face, bottom arm swings all the way down and around. Shoulder goes down, arms away from each other. Take a big deep breath here. You can really feel like your ribs are expanding if you allow yourself to really take some big deep breaths here. Now lower your hip back down to your ankles, swing the bottom arm all the way back to behind you, top arm past your face, and reach all the way up and back. Now lower your hip back down to your ankles, top arm swings past your face, bottom arm reaches all the way out and around, shoulder back down, looking up, pressing arms away from each other. All right, and come back to center. So take a couple seconds to find your space. You can separate your knees just a little bit here too. Relax your shoulders. Soften in your neck and jaw. Close your eyes, take a big deep breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth. Thank yourself for showing up today, for doing the work. You can open your eyes. Taking a minute to just be grateful for where you are right now. Be grateful for the breath that we get for today. Be grateful for how hard it may have been to show up to practice today, but that you did it. You put the time in. There's a lot more work to do. But as long as we're doing it a little bit at a time, we're gonna get there. So, hands to heart space. Big deep breath, lift them up. Open your hands, elbows out to the side. Bring all of that breath down. Release your arms, release your shoulders. Return that all to your center. Just be easy with your breathing. sharing the space with